Do you still get nervous meeting other people?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Who was the last person you got?
I was wrecked before you came on.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Beautiful. Mr. Tucci, good to see you, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you so much. It just started snowing in Chicago, so you get to help me break in the Chicago snow.
Did it really?
It did, just about 20 minutes ago. You broke it in for me. So,
man, but it's exciting. I live in London now, and I miss snow so much because I came from north of New York, and I miss it so much. Yeah.
Well, I have a very comfortable fold-out couch, so whenever you're in Chicago, I know you've been here before. You're welcome to it. I got to say, one of the great things about getting a remake is that we get to see how two different actors could approach and play the same character. In your case, obviously, your character was originally played by the great Rowan Atkinson. But I'm curious to flip the script. If you could see him play one of your past characters to see how he would approach it, which of your past characters would you like to see Rowan maybe take a shot at?
Well, I'd watch Rowan Atkinson do just about anything, frankly. And he could take any one of my roles and make great improvements on it, I'm sure. I don't know. That's hard to say. That's very hard to say. I don't know. But I love him. I love him. I met him once many years ago, and I was so nervous that I could barely get a sentence out.
It's always so interesting when I hear like an actor who I admire and respect tell me that they get nervous. Do you still get nervous meeting other people?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Who was the last person you got?
I was wrecked before you came on. No, I'm kidding.
Well, understandably so, because you never know what I'm going to ask. So I understand why you would be nervous whenever I popped on.
I do. I think actors, a lot of actors get quite nervous. You have to remember that, you're meeting so many people, depending on how many projects you're doing a year. Every day you start a new movie, it's like the first day of school. Mm-hmm. And there's always that nervousness.
Understood. I get that. I totally get that. I love the idea the beginning of this film presents that there are a lot of witches out there, and anybody could be a witch. You could be the person who was your teacher or the person that was your bus driver. Thinking back to your past, thinking back in your life, who is the person that you would pause for a moment and go, oh yeah, that person was definitely a witch?
Oh. That's interesting. I'm sure there are people, but I would be fearful to name them.
Please tell me that's gin or vodka.
This? I'm afraid it's water.
Okay. All right. Well, I have to tell you, anyone who knows me knows that I have an abnormal obsession with the film Road to Perdition. Not just because I live here in Chicago, but I just think it's just a modern day masterpiece. I don't think it's as appreciated as it should be. I just think it's such a beautiful, gorgeous film. And I know we're approaching the anniversary. I believe next year is the 20th anniversary. I've had the chance to it is, which is crazy. And I've had the chance to speak with Tom Hanks about it and Jude Law and Sam Mendes, but you and I have never gotten the chance to speak. So I'm just sort of curious. I love you as Frank Nitti in that film. I'm just sort of curious, when you think back to that film, you've been in so many great ones, but what do you think of when you think of Road to Perdition?
Oh, it's funny. I think about that film a lot because it was a really wonderful experience. And I just went in for like a week in Chicago. It was in the winter, from what I can remember. And I loved it because, I got to work with those guys, and Sam was great. And also Connie Hall shot it. That was a great honor to be a part of something that he filmed. I think it was his last film, if I'm not mistaken.
He won the Oscar posthumously.
Yes. Paul Newman, of course. If you want to talk about nervous, I was nervous doing that. That's for sure. With Tom and Paul and, I loved the experience. I absolutely loved it. And prior to that, I had played a lot of gangsters, when I first started out. And there was like a 8 to 10 year period where I wouldn't accept any role that was an Italian gangster until that came along, because nobody was good in the movie. Do you know what I mean? Everyone had questionable morals. And it wasn't just the Italian guy is the bad guy. It wasn't like that. They were real, they were characters who had depth to them. So it was a great honor to be a part of that. And I still think about the visuals of that movie. Extraordinary.
It's one of the most beautifully filmed. Conrad L. Hall's cinematography. It's some of the most beautiful cinematography of all time.
Incredible. And I love what Sam did when he dropped out the sound at that one point with Tom it's great.
Oh, I'm getting chills just talking about it. Mr. Tucci, if you can't tell, I'm a massive fan, and it's a pleasure to get the chance to chat with you. Seriously, if you want to see snow, fold out couch right there, sir.
I can't believe it.
It's there. Right. It's waiting for you. All right. Good to see you, sir. Take care.
Good for you, John.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye, guys.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.